Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Lyon. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I am so excited to be with you this evening and to be speaking to you from an outside location in the dark and near some water. I'm actually in Oakland, California right now, which is a pretty urban environment, but no matter where you are, you can find your connection to the natural world and take full advantage. So here I am, not very far away, just feet away from, 20 feet away from a lake that is in the center of Oakland. Not quite as natural as like Coeur d'Alene, but still beautiful nonetheless. And I have my feet propped up on an oak tree, which is very fitting, given that I'm in Oakland. And I'm resting against some roots of the oak tree and a bush of some kind. I think it might actually be a bay laurel bush. And I'm on top of a whole bunch of, I think, pine needles from a pine tree, and redwood needles too from some surrounding trees. And it's important that I be in this place right now so that I'm really talking about what I'm doing from the experience and making it real. So here I am. I love the work that I do. I love working with people. I am a firm believer that we are all very worth the effort of a healing journey, and that we can all heal from the inside out, and that every moment, aspect, crevice of this journey is completely sacred and unique to each of us, and yet we all have so many parallels with one another as well, which is wonderful because we know we're not alone on this journey of life and healing that we are all a part of. I don't know if I need to say anything else at this point other than I have always loved nature. I've always felt fully alive when I'm in nature, and I've always noticed that people around me seem to become more themselves and more alive in nature. And I think this just speaks to the fact that we are of nature. Our bodies are nature. We are of the natural world, and we are rooted and interconnected, and our modern world seeks to disconnect us, but we really are also very interconnected and connected to the natural world. And it's really where the energy is, and it's really where I believe a sense of intimate connection and healing is sourced, or I see it as the basis for all intimate connection and healing and resource. Let's see. Sacred pause there, which is actually a big part of what I'm going to be offering this evening to all of you, is just how to take a sacred pause outside in nature with yourself, with your breath, and connect. And the more you can add that into your day here and there, the more you can start to build this sense of an attachment and continuity and cohesion with nature and the natural world, and you will start to feel more and more of a flow in your life and in your body and in your relationships. And I consider our relationships with people so sacred and important. I also consider all of our relationships with aspects of the natural world as so sacred and so important. I don't see them as really that separate. So here we are coming into the holiday season. 'Tis the season of materialism, and unfortunately SAD, like seasonal affective disorder, which so many people are impacted by this time of year. And I think we're more vulnerable than ever this year with all of the traumas of 2020. I don't think any of us have been spared, although of course the impact has fallen harder on some people than others, for sure. And I absolutely do not want to make light of the traumas and hardships of 2020, but I'm always seeking a bigger picture, and I find for myself and people that I work with that the more we can see what we're going through as part of a bigger story and a bigger picture, the more we can actually transform the things that we're struggling with, and that is the things that are difficult, into something bigger than ourselves, something sacred that's actually part of like our purpose and our mission in this life and on this earth. So we can get, kind of locked into our personal hardships, but when we take that step back and see the ways that we're interconnected and the ways in which like the struggles even of our whole human family right now in 2020 and what we've been through is part of a bigger picture. And I think everyone's interpretation of that will be different, but it's so sacred for each of us to discover what that is for each of us, and to do it experientially, and to do it with the wisdom and information that the natural world can provide us. And we are all given, we all can receive really powerful guidance and wisdom from nature. And I really believe it just takes the sacred pause, breathing, slowing down, and literally just giving time to connecting outside. So what I'm wanting to guide you all through is a little process of gratitude in relation to the winter solstice and this time of year. So I really see gratitude as the antidote to materialism and insecurity and depression. And I really think that while the holiday season can be full of so much cheer and love and warmth and connection, it also can be a really hard time for a lot of people. And I think we're all vulnerable to getting caught up in the materialism and consequential insecurity and depression. And the more we can be in the practice of gratitude, the more we can learn to honor ourselves and one another, and not get lost in this smaller version of ourselves that actually doesn't serve us or our community or the world. So I'm proposing for all of us, what if everything is sacred? What if everything is a part of the whole and a part of the bigger picture? And actually everything from this past year, everything from 2020, including all the social unrest, all the COVID, just all of it. What if all of it is actually part of some bigger something and it's leading us towards that? And so I am offering that by honoring everything, even the mundane, even the hard stuff, all of it, by honoring all of it as sacred and actually being grateful for all of it, even that which we don't understand, and even that which we haven't quite yet reconciled, if we can still be grateful in the sense that we trust that it is part of something bigger and leading us towards something bigger, we can actually step into the version of ourselves that makes us proud and serves the larger community and the world. So as we acknowledge and honor the winter solstice, this longest night of the year and the beginning of turning towards the growing light, I ask that we all try on gratitude. Let us be grateful for all of it. Let us fully embrace the darkness. I'm going to just take a pause right now with that. Let us fully embrace the darkness. Because if we fully embrace the darkness, we can fully embrace the light. And the more we can be with this time of year and the turning of the season now and what we're coming into, and this tension between light and dark, the more we can be with it and honor it, the more we are getting ourselves ready for what's on the other side. On the other side of 2020, on the other side of the dark, the longest night of the year. The more we can be with what is right now, the more we will be available to be fully with what is to come. So right now, in this time of the year, and as we're fully stepping into an embracing of the darkness, let us plant a seed of intention and hope in the midst of the darkness. So by planting a seed of intention and hope in the midst of the darkness, we are then planting what we want for 2021. And by being grateful for 2020, all of it, and planting the seed of hope and intention and desire for 2021, we are creating a process for ourselves, like a structure, a holding that can actually help carry us into 2021 with a lot more resource than if we were just to kind of go into it autopilot. So that's sort of an outline of what I'm proposing, and the rest of what I'm going to put out will be a little bit more brief, but it's because I'm going to be suggesting that you take the prompts that I give and then go practice them and spend some time on your own. So I'm going to tell you, there's going to be 3 parts to what I am offering or suggesting that you guys try on. One is going to involve being inside for a bit, literally inside, like inside a room, inside a structure, somewhere inside where you have access to like light, either a candle or a light switch or fire, or just some sort of light source. And then I'm going to ask that you cross like the threshold of the indoor environment into the outdoor environment of some kind. So whether you're in your car and you're going to then be stepping into a park, or whether you're in your house and stepping into your backyard, or whatever that threshold is, I want you to be deliberate about it. So as you are crossing that threshold from indoors to outdoors, just mark that for yourself in some way, like an imaginary line, or just say it out loud to yourself. I'm now crossing over from the inside into the outside, or from the light into the dark, something like that. And then I'm going to have you guys be outside for a bit, and then you're going to come back inside to wrap up. So there's like 3 parts: being indoors, outdoors, and then coming back inside. Okay? All right, so I'll just take a breath all together right now. I've been talking a lot. I'm going to start to shift into more mindfulness here. And I am going to pause the recording for a bit so that I can kind of be in the experience too. And then I'm going to suggest that you all, when I say that I'm pausing it, that you pause as well. And then go do the part of the experience that is just for you to do on your own. And then you can come back and press play and continue on with the guidance. So another breath. Okay, so you want to have a candle. You can use the light on your phone, although I think you may feel a little bit more connected using the light of a candle if you can make that work, or flashlight, some sort of light source, whatever feels right to you. So you want to have some sort of light source with you, and you are also going to have a light source where you are. So if you are indoors, I want you to just like either leave a light switch on. I really recommend lighting a candle if you have one. I think that can be a really nice experience. And so I don't mean to be confusing, but you are going to want to have some sort of light indoors and then some sort of light source as you go outdoors. And then you're going to return back to the light source indoors. So light a candle of some kind, or turn on the light wherever you are, and cross the threshold to go outside. And again, as you do this, you are going to be either You can make like an official line of some kind. Maybe it's the doorstep, or the going inside your car to the outside, or crossing from the sidewalk onto the grass, or like natural earth of some kind. So you're going to cross the threshold, and you're going to go outside into the dark. Preferably the dark. If you do this during the day, it's fine. And I'm just going to ask that you be feeling the darkness of this time of year. Just have an awareness that this is the, darkest time of the year, and that these are the longest nights of the year. So whether you're doing this during the day or night, you're going to go outside into the relative darkness. And as you're out there, even if it's just for a few minutes, you can take as long as you want with this, but I do recommend that you take at least a few minutes. And what you're going to do is you're just going to stop. You're going to find a place, and you're just going to stop. And you're going to pause. And you're going to breathe in and out. And then you're just going to say, thank you. Thank you for all of it. Thank you, earth. Thank you, darkness. Thank you. And then be with that for a while. Taking a few breaths. This might be a moment where you want to pause this recording and just really take some time to just be with the darkness. Let it wash over you. And this is also a time where if you want to have a light source with you of some kind, if that helps you feel more comfortable, that's totally fine. It's actually very representative of this time of year, that, no matter what in the darkness, there is always that seed and spark of the light that is to come. So if you want to, have your phone or flashlight or a candle with you, that's totally fine. And if not, that is fine as well, because you know that your light source is waiting for you. I mean, it's actually inside of you, but it's also wherever you came from, either that room inside your house or your car, or, whatever that place is whatever the indoor structure is that you just came from. So go ahead and pause now if you want to just connect some more. And remember, you're just stopping, pausing, breathing in and out, looking around, looking up, looking down, ahead of you, to your right, to your left. You can even turn around kind of 360 degrees. Feel your feet on the ground, just connecting and saying thank you. Thank you for all of it. Thank you, earth. Thank you, darkness. Thank you, 2020. I recommend saying that as well. Thank you, 2020, all of it, even that which I don't understand. And then if you're just staying on with me, or whether you've paused and now you're coming back, we're now going to move into the next part of being outside. I'm going to ask that you speak your desire into the darkness. So speaking your desire into the darkness is basically the same as speaking an intention or a hope of some kind. So whatever language works for you or speaks to you the most, go with that. So whether you want to speak your desire, or speak your intention, or speak your hope of some kind, or prayer is so powerful. So any of those, and you're going to breathe into it and repeat it 3 times as you do it. So, for example, it could be, I desire to find the most fulfilling relationship in my life to date. I desire to find the most passionate possible work opportunity. I desire glowing, vital, rejuvenated, good health, whatever it is. Or I have a hope that our world can come to more peace in 2021. I hope that my children find their way in the world as young adults. My intention for 2021 is to get outside more and connect with the natural world and take care of my body and have more stamina. Whatever it is, I'm just giving some examples. But repeat it 3 times. And just breathe and notice what you notice as you do this. Notice if there's any sounds that speak to your ears. Notice if there's any sights that come to your eyes, your external eyes or your inner eye, just like your images within as well. Any visions, anything that comes to you. Take note of that, because you're going to want to write it down later. And then just say thank you. Thank you, may it be so. Thank you, may it be so. Thank you, may it be so. And you can take your time. You can stay out, of course, as long as you want. And you can stay on with me right now, or you can pause it right now if you're going to, transition back a bit or stay where you are. But as you go back inside, back into your car or your home, wherever you've kind of set up a landing place for you to land back into that has a source of light and a sense of shelter and holding and warmth and structure, that's important. So as you go back inside into this place, please look at the light source that you chose, whether it's a candle flame or fire, light switch of some kind, or just the light in the room. I really encourage you to make it something that your senses enjoy, which is why I really encourage a fire or candle flame. So you're going to go back inside and you're going to say thank you, may it be so. You're going to do that again 3 times, because you've crossed that threshold from the outdoor environment back into the indoor environment. And so I want you to really mark that and say, thank you, may it be so. At least 3 times. And again, this whole time, being mindful of your body, breathing, just being with your senses as much as possible. The more you're with your senses, the more rich of an experience, and the more you're actually you're giving your consciousness a chance to really take this on and internalize this, and you will be surprised what happens then in the coming weeks. So again, thank you, may it be so. And then just spend a few minutes journaling about your experience. What did you notice? What was the desire that you spoke? What was the hope that you spoke, the intention, whatever it is? Just spend a few minutes journaling about that. And when you finish your journaling experience, end again with thank you and may it be so, and say that at least 3 times. And again, being mindful and with your senses the whole time. So thank you, everybody. I hope that this gives you enough of something to work with, whether you just follow my words the whole time or listen to it and do it on your own, whatever way you go about it. I hope that this gives inspiration. I know it will be powerful on some level for anybody who takes the time to do it. I just know it. That's the power of mindfulness and taking the time and connecting with ourselves and our bodies and with the natural world. So blessings and warm wishes and happy holidays to everyone. May you make it through this juncture of the longest night of the year into the beginning of turning towards more light and more expansion, and may all your dreams come true that you've put out. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.